Hello.
What's up? It's the Written by Boys.
We don't have any clickbaity introduction. Usually we would say something like, we are making a movie, but that's what we do all the time.
Yeah, we would say something really shocking and we'd make a big face that we could use for the thumbnail.
Because we're students of the game.
Yeah, but we're not doing that today. We're not playing by the rules of the YouTube system.
We're not a part of this system anymore, dude. In fact, we've broken free of the system. And the main way that we can break free of that system is by doing exactly what we're about to talk about, which is...
That was almost a flawless segue.
Almost.
Yeah.
But, that's what... If I bring anything to the table, it's almost good.
Well, one day we'll get all the way good. I mean, okay, I was going to wait and talk about this later, but we were at a screening event where Chuck E. Cheese Strangler screened.
Crushes every time.
Every time I'm like, wow, I think we hit the pinnacle for comedy. We finally made something where every joke gets a laugh. There's not a single thing that's intended to be a joke that doesn't get a laugh.
Dude, I got home that night. I texted you, but you were at a party.
Yeah.
A brat party. And I was just like, dude, I think that's the best thing we've ever made.
Yeah. No, it's had this effect on me where I feel like I'm just kind of, this might sound so, I don't know, but this is true. I'm almost like a little bored with just straight comedy.
Because
now.
we kind of did what we set out to do.
There was like a holy grail of I need something to be funny where it screens in front of a crowd, the crowd laughs at every joke. It was like, well, I did that. And now when I sit down to do just a straight comedy project, or if I get like offered to do someone else's, it's not as fun anymore.
Not as satisfying.
Like I want a new challenge.
Yeah, no, I totally
Not
get
say
that.
that like we mastered comedy, but it's like I could just quit while I'm ahead. I did that one thing.
I think it's less about like the quality and more about how we feel about it. It is like, we feel like we've accomplished what we were trying to do.
That's a good way. Yeah, because I don't want to be like, I've mastered comedy and I'm quitting. But it's like, I satisfied the feeling I had been chasing with making comedy films.
I agree 100%. And I think you can see it in both of our, like, what we've been working on for the future.
Yeah, what I'm working on for the future.
Mm-hmm.
We both tease that, we're doing these monthly shorts. Filming a short a month, but we have bigger projects we want to do next year.
Yes.
And I finally started getting the ball rolling on my next short film. I'm trying to shoot early next year. Mm-hmm. And we started the process of slowly trying to build up a community to where we could launch a crowdfunding campaign either late this year or early next year.
And the way that we've started is by trying to get people to sign up for the newsletter, which if you look at the QR code on the screen right now, you can sign up for the newsletter.
Yes, or link in the description. I'm learning that people don't like QR codes.
People don't fuck with QR codes like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we screened the video I'm about to talk about at this event.
And everyone was just kind of sitting there.
And then one person, our friend Adam, just like loudly says to the whole group, I don't see anyone with their phones out because the QR code's on screen for like a full minute.
And everybody's just sitting there. Like,
but
yes,
the film I'm making, it's called Locked In. It is a horror short film that takes place in a recording studio.
Yes.
And to start the process of trying to get this thing made, we have made a proof of concept pitch video. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of counting that as our film we shot in October because it ended up being a lot. And it's probably going to like change and become more before the official crowdfunding campaign. But we wanted to make this video available to our audience here.
Yes.
Let you guys be the first people that see it.
Because you guys have been with us since day one.
Exactly.
Our day one. We got day ones, and they want to hear the deep cuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the opening is the kind of a test scene that we shot that it's not really in the film. We just kind of made it up. Yeah. And then the rest of it is Robert talking a little bit about what the project is, what it means, and kind of like a more of your traditional Kickstarter or Indiegogo type pitch video.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Dude, I'm telling ya. I'm gonna play you the beat right now. It's sick. And when you get here, you can just show off. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right, bro. Here, I'm about to play it. Let me just change one thing.
This saline gon' get in my head. Burning gasoline, they sending my way to get ahead. 0 to 100, I'm taking a shot in the
Hold on, man. Give me 1 second.
Crash out, swerving, crash out, swerving. If I crash out, swerving.
Check. In the night, I hear him talk. The coldest. Hello? Hello? Hey!
I'm Robert Therrell, and we are on location of my next short film, Locked In. Locked In follows a church choir kid who wants to be a hip-hop artist as he goes into his first studio session with a legit superstar. And he's about to find out if these artists are as demonic as his church warned him they are. I've been directing films for about 10 years now, and this film is the total culmination of everything I've worked on up to this point. From comedy sketches, music videos, live performances, church video, and finally horror short films. In the 80s, there was a popular subgenre of horror that featured metal musicians, where these artists were either the villain or the main character. And I really miss this style of horror, and I want to bring it back. But rather than just do another nostalgia-fueled 80s throwback, I want to revitalize this genre for a new generation, because in the past few years, something really interesting has been happening in music. Hip-hop artists have been borrowing aesthetics from 80s punk and metal, and a few of them have even incorporated those sounds into their music. So this gives us the perfect in to center these new artists in a horror short that spiritually feels like 80s horror, but is also fresh and current. The theme of this movie is very inspired by my religious background. A lot of artists cite the church as the place where they first learned music, and when I say this film is the culmination of everything I've done, I started filmmaking through Christian filmmaking. So I became really interested in that transitional period where an artist starting off in church starts to move on to something else, and how the church feels about that, or even how the church reacts when somebody walks away in general. A lot of the horror in the 80s was a direct response to this satanic panic, where there was a huge moral panic around the artists at the time, and people legitimately thought that metal musicians were brainwashing kids through secret messages to induct them into the occult. And as similar aesthetics are coming back, a new satanic panic is starting to take hold as well. Only instead of just living in mainstream media for a little bit, it's allowed to grow and fester in these dark corners of the internet. A lot of people won't even see it, but the people that are most susceptible to this messaging just get sent it over and over again. Our main character grew up in an environment where he was taught that the outside was dangerous, that these musicians are demonic. So we're gonna follow him as he enters the very world that he was taught to fear, and we'll see if any of that fear was justified. We are currently in pre-production on this film, so if you want to be a part of this,
You can scan the QR code that's about to be on screen. That will subscribe you to our email list where you will get all of the updates and you will be the first to know where our crowdfunding campaign goes live. So if you want to be a part of this and be a part of the journey, scan that code. We can't wait to make this movie.
we usually get on here and talk about the process of like making a short film. I was thinking it'd be interesting to talk about the process of making a pitch video or a crowdfunding video, because I've never done a crowdfunding campaign before. And so I'm very much learning for the first time. And there isn't like that much out there. Like, it seems like such a staple in filmmaking that you have to have a good pitch video. I don't see a lot of people talking about
how to
do that.
Yeah. And if they do, it's like very basic.
Yeah.
It's very like, well, get together some stock footage and try to...
Yeah. So what I'm learning through the process of making that and seeing how people responded to that, just the few people that have seen it so far, is for something that's going to be like an attention grabbing. I click on this as soon as I'm on the Kickstarter, the Seeded Spark, or whatever. It's probably a little too long.
I would say so, yeah.
And then I didn't realize how important a lot of film pitch videos nowadays, they will essentially like try to shoot a scene from the movie.
Yeah.
Which, when we shot this, the lead actor and the lead antagonist I want for this film are both actors that are from out of town.
Right.
And we just randomly like had access to the recording studio, which usually we would need to pay for. So we just kind of shot with who we had available.
Which is me.
Yeah, which is,
you know, the bottom of the barrel.
But I mean, Chase is in the film, so it was we shot just a kind of made up thing that's not in the script,
but it captures the tone and the whimsy.
Exactly. We so my favorite moment of the film, which also I'm going back and forth on if I want it in the final pitch video,
because you don't know if it's
keep it a surprise
or not. Yeah.
But Chase's kill is probably my favorite part in the film, where Chase's character dies, and we kind of led up to an example of what that might look like. It was crazy because we got that location. We realized we could shoot in there super last minute. And my goal with the whole pitch video, including the interview segments, is to try to shoot it how I'm going to shoot the final film, which is a little tricky without the DP present. Like, I shot this, and
along with a friend of our friend and producer.
Yes, our Zach Eccles is a producer on this film. He also came out and helped grip for us.
Heck yeah, dude.
The tone of it, I'm using a lot of like colored red and blue lights, playing around with that aesthetic, which I love, but I personally am really inexperienced with shooting like that.
So it didn't come across the way that you were wanting it to?
A little. I know it has potential to look better.
Right, I got you.
But also, like with the interview segments, how like the B-roll we cut to is like the VHS camcorder or the really distorted little like digital camera that I have. Yeah, like that's part of the aesthetic of what the real film is going to be.
I think that played.
Yeah.
It was really interesting because I mean, how long would you say that the pitch video is?
So, I mean, I think the meat of it is like 5 minutes. I think there's like a minute with that QR code at the end. It was really interesting, like starting to play around with your character, like whenever we first shot that.
It was.
There's definitely, I have a bunch of ideas for some things we want to do later. I'll go and spill the tea right now. Chase is playing the music producer in this film, and you're kind of became the emotional backbone of the whole script, and so there's like a lot of work I want to do with you specifically throughout that. Another thing I want to do with you is I want to like actually teach you how to make beats.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to as well, because when we were doing the test footage, he was trying to be like, well, try to make it look like you know what you're doing. And I was just like,
I'm just asking you to like click a bunch of things. I show you a few plugins. It's like, you might mess around with this, but like as someone, I'm not an expert producer, but I recorded, like, the demo song is me.
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah.
people don't realize that because of all the effects on the voice, but it is like,
it is you.
yeah. So I know at least enough to do that. And so
So you know at least
I can
enough
see when
to-
you like crank the limiter up and it's like,
you're just not even doing anything. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be like, you know how actors, when they're like preparing for a role, they're like,
See-
I learned how to play tennis with my left hand.
That's exactly
It's like,
what
hey,
this
Robert
is.
taught me how to use Beatmaker 1 for 20 minutes on a Thursday afternoon, and then that's how I prepared for my role.
No, I'm excited to like actually like go deeper with you on something.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like you like practice in the mirror for a little bit about what you want the character to be, and we kind of
Yeah.
like show up with that, or we do like a rehearsal day.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of time between like the crowdfunding campaign and like getting the crew together, which is probably going to be like it will be the biggest crew for like a personal project that we've done. That's not like something we've been hired for. So
Yeah.
all that together is going to be a lot of time. And so we'll have a lot of time to
work on stuff. Yeah, because like you said, usually it's like we both know what we're going into, and so we just handle our stuff separately.
Yeah.
And then we just show up on the day and make it work. But this time we could actually prepare together.
It's funny that like I opened this saying I was kind of over comedy. I realized that like I wrote something that's like very comedically toned, but it feels really different to me. Like
It's more complex.
I mean, yeah, in the script, like a big part of the inspiration for it was kind of my religious background and like the relationship between the church and art, which is something that like I've dealt with in different ways throughout my whole life, in like very different phases of that. And like that's more so what's on my mind going into this. Like I forgot there was anything funny in it, which if you read the script
It's
or
very
if
funny.
you see it,
Yeah. Well,
it's
you don't give that away. Don't give that away. But there's a runner. There's like a running joke throughout the film. And well, that's the thing is like I don't think it's so much that you're done with comedy. I think your motivations have changed to where it's like you'll always be able to pull comedy out of whatever project, even if it's a pure drama. There's still going to be the best dramas have funny moments to break the tension and to help with the pacing and the feeling. Yeah. It's just we're no longer dead set on let's make something that is a 100% comedy, like almost comedic sketch.
Yeah. Or even like my favorite comedies, the characters themselves are very unaware that they're in a comedy.
Right.
Like there's a funny situation, but the characters are playing it incredibly serious. Or even like some of the funniest moments in TV recently for me have been in Succession, as opposed to like a normal half-hour comedy.
Or The Bear. The Bear is a comedy.
Yeah.
But people talk about it's not a comedy, and it's like no, it is. It's just it's not a Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler comedy. You know?
Yeah. But I had completely forgotten there was anything funny in it until we brought our producer Zach on, and he started calling it a horror comedy and talking about like comedy actors and stuff like that. And I had this moment where it's like I've been like head in the ground for a few months trying to get this done. I almost like forgot what it was to a degree.
You almost lost yourself there, man.
Yeah. But that's why I'm really excited to see how our cast plays, because all the cast is allowed to be really serious, and I'm trying to cast some really dramatic people and put them in a situation they kind of haven't been in before.
Right.
That's also why like you're so important to this is I want you to be the only actor in here that really does anything
funny
comedic in it. Yeah. And let everyone else just kind of like react to that. Like that's kind of no,
that's very smart. I think I don't even really have anything to add to it. Because just some of all my favorite comedies do the exact same thing. So I think that's a very smart way to go about it.
You know what's been really inspirational recently is I know you saw this movie like forever ago, but I watched Ready or Not for the first time.
Oh yeah, so good.
And then Mike Flanagan has a podcast called The Director's Commentary, where he invites directors on and they will record a commentary track for the film.
Genius.
Yeah. And they did a commentary track for that movie. And listening to those directors talk about that movie, it was very similar because it is like you watch it for the first time and it seems very light and fun. But like watching it the second time, you do kind of realize like how much drama there is, and it's all just kind of like baked in together. Like it's not strictly one or the other.
Yeah, I don't think like at any point anyone's like cracking jokes. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but it has an overall tone to it.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's very much like the Scream movies, where it's like you're like they are playing it 100% as if it's like a soap opera.
Yeah, Samara Weaving's performance is one of the most like, because I didn't even think about it the first time, but one of the most eye-opening things of the director's commentary was like, slight spoiler, but there's that scene where she has her hand in the nail.
Yeah.
And like she rips it off and her flesh is ripped and she has this just guttural horror scream and pain. The directors point out that it's like, hey, in real life the actress like is just doing this.
That's
but
a good
like
point.
It feels so
real.
It just like it points to like how much an actor adds to that, because like there's not actually a nail in her hand. She's just doing that. But it's like, it makes her skin crawl.
This is Robert figuring out what actors do
I'm
for the first time.
discovering acting for the first time.
You know, hot take? I think actors are important to movies.
Exactly, yeah.
But no, I totally understand.
Yeah. Pitch video. We're probably going to re-record some portions. Because again, like what I'm learning about the crowdfunding campaign is you have a base audience of people that are already a fan of you, like your friends, your family.
Well, not in our case. We don't have friends or family.
No, we don't have,
or at least that support us.
Well, see, okay. You know, we could, because, okay, this is what I'm trying to figure out with the crowdfunding campaign. We could go here a little because
let's go there, man.
I'm realizing that I am most known for work in Christian entertainment. Yes. Working with our friend Shama, a bunch of work I've done for churches and for Christian artists and everything.
Christian comedians. I've
realized whenever I release something that's not that, like the numbers are just like way down. And so that's what's a little nerve-wracking about like putting myself out there with something I really care about, which is how many of this core audience that we're building up for like
5
all
years
these
now.
years. yeah. How much of them are actually willing to follow us here? Because this is like ultimately what I'm trying to do with my career. Like the whole intention of this film is like thematically, but also the comedy and the horror and the genre of it all. Like this is the type of film that I've been writing. That I've been writing for the past like 5 years. And
this is Robert as a director in its purest form. Yeah.
And like the core base is so important with the crowdfunding campaign, because those are the first people that donate, and the more attention you could get like from the jump, the more opportunities you have to like reach outside of that bubble.
Right. And your fear is, have we wasted the past 5 years on a bubble that doesn't care?
yeah. Or like that initial jump won't be enough, you know. Or I won't even say that, because I do think we're going to set up a campaign that we can achieve, but we might have to try a little harder to reach outside of our bubble than a lot of these campaigns do. And so that's just going to take a lot more work and a lot more thought on our end. Yeah. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Because also, like, you aren't so personally tied to this film as I am, but also like it's kind of the same with you. Like, you also have films you want to make that are
absolutely yeah. This is definitely way more in my wheelhouse than some of the stuff that I'm more well known for.
Yeah.
I say that as if we're well known for anything.
Exactly. Like, it's not even like we're that well known, but it is.
Out of the 20 people we know, they know us for something else.
Yeah. But it's like entertainment is all about who you know.
Right.
That's what everyone says.
That's true.
And
yeah, no, I very nervous about doing a crowdfunding thing, because I mean, I think I said that right off the bat as I was like, I don't know if we'll be able to raise any money. But I'm also of the mindset of like, I'm not a very personable person.
Yeah.
And so I'm always like, no one's going to give me anything. We're just going to have to figure this out ourselves.
Yeah. But I am, I'm trying my best because I know if I go into it with that mindset that it will fail, it will probably is more likely to fail.
That's not the right mindset. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because also like I am working with producers that haven't done this before.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to see some of the campaigns that were successful. And so that does make it feel more achievable.
Yeah.
But again, like some of the things I'm starting to notice now that I have those collaborators that have been here before, and we aren't just like completely in the weeds figuring it out alone, is one, like the pitch videos are a little shorter.
Okay.
And there's more information I need. Like I don't have the entirety of my cast and crew attached yet.
Right.
And that is like good information to announce. Also, the scene, the like proof of concept scene needs to represent the film a little more, like specifically represent the look of the film
as
a little
opposed
more.
to just the kind of general vibe.
Yeah. And it's such a weird conundrum, like making movies, because it's like you want to make a feature film,
Right.
but no one's going to let you do that if you've never done it. So it's like, well, what do? You make a short film, but the short film costs more money than you have. So like, how do you make that? Well, you got to make a really short film that looks like the short film.
So you could raise money for the short film.
Yeah, but it's like, how do you get people to help you out with the really, really short film? It's like, well, you had to have made something else. And it's like the rabbit hole keeps on going down.
But I think what you do have going for you is you have done enough to where I think we've got people on board for the really short film. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, you and we and I have proven ourselves enough to where people are like, yeah, we'll hop on board to help.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I feel good about this project because we're doing a lot that we're scared of doing, and usually that means
you're growing and learning.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're growing as a person, as an artist, as a director. I don't know. But it's true. I was just saying it like that to make it
But then even if our worst fears come to pass, I did find out this week that the first Terrifier movie ran a Kickstarter campaign that failed.
Hell yeah.
Look at Terrifier now.
Look at them now, man.
Yeah,
no, you've been putting in a ton of work on this campaign, and I've been, because I'm very much, usually I'm an optimist 100% of the time. When it comes to people giving money, I am the biggest pessimist in the world. So I've been grinding on my end, just be like, I'll get us some money so we can make this anyway.
No, everyone follow Chase Bridges on YouTube. That's going to be...
Hey, every time you spend 3 hours watching one of my unhinged rants about a teen drama, you are helping support an artist. Achieve their dream. Oh boy.
But yeah, dude, we really wanted you guys to see that video because we put a lot into that, and that does give you an idea of what the film is. And this is what the next level looks like, trying to navigate that. We've been really comfortable just like self-funding really small shorts here and there.
Yeah. I think that we did exactly what we set out to do this year.
Yep.
Which feels nice, because I think by the end of most years, we're like, we didn't do anything.
Yeah. No, we have done a lot. And again, we're counting this pitch video as like the film we shot in October.
Yeah.
But other than that, we have shot a film every year. Every month, not every year.
But we have done that too.
Yeah. Buck Bentley, I'm thinking of putting that out next month. We'll just hit the button on
Hurricane's
that.
over.
Exactly. Yeah. Gunnar has our film Spirits Are High. He wants to do an edit of that. So
awesome. So hopefully that'll be out November-ish.
The short we were supposed to shoot in September, we are shooting it in a little over a week. Yep. So that was
because of the hurricane delayed our shoot and stuff. I still have a tree in my backyard.
That's right. It's still there. It hasn't left.
And it'll probably be there when we shoot it, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
And then, and then I guess the last thing we need to touch on is the reason that I have this kind of finished pitch video is we made it specifically for this film screening event that our friend Gunnar put on.
You guys know Gunnar. If you're watching this, he is Detective Crump in Chuck E. Cheese Strangler. He is the guy at the end of Troubled Date.
Yep.
He's in everything we do.
He is the writer-director of our film Spirits Are High, which will come out soon.
It's coming out. That's right. Yeah. He directed Skate Away, which we talked about a lot on this channel. So you guys know Gunnar. He was a guest on the podcast last year.
But Gunnar is doing this series of short film screenings, and we did the first one day after Halloween, but it was still Halloween horror themed, called Curse of the Shorts.
Great name.
I should have brought my hat.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know where mine is. Somewhere in the house. Yeah, we had hats. We had a great time, man. It was probably about, 15, 20 people showed up?
Yeah, no, it was a lot. There were some great films. There were some
really awesome films.
The way it was laid out was the first half was like all the serious, dramatic horror films. And then...
And ours. Evil Vinyl.
Oh, yeah, there was that. And then the second half was just... wild, crazy stuff. Chuck E. Cheese Strangler played there.
Yeah, dude. There was one of my favorite short films I've ever seen in my entire life.
Was it the Taco Boy?
Yeah,
dude. What was
Taco Baby.
Taco Baby.
Heck yeah. That one. Croak.
Croak was crazy. And, we could talk about these because some of these are online. Yeah. But Croaked was...
Wow.
It was made by a team for like $400, and you could tell like the $400 went into the monster and nothing else.
Because it looks amazing.
Yeah,
it's like when the monster shows up, you're like, "Is this what year did this come out?" Because it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, it's about a kid that's killing a bunch of frogs, and he's like losing his job or something. He's like a deadbeat roommate, and he accidentally creates frog monsters, and they
watch it. If you can find it, it's called Croak. Oh man, what a great... Also, what was that one short film about the kid that needed to be watched, or not a kid, that guy that needed a babysitter?
Oh shit,
what is that guy's name?
What is that? Hold on.
The film's called Sylvester. It's called Sylvester.
Okay.
Actually, you know what, that might have been my favorite, dude. That was so funny.
Yeah, I think the log line for it is just this there's this babysitter, and he gets the spiel from his parents about like, and then at the end of it they're like, okay, have a good time. If the child misbehaves, just throw water on him. And he's like, what is that? And then the child is just an adult man, and he's like, shenanigans ensue.
He's like, Sylvester's performance, the actor who plays Sylvester, really just made that whole film because he's like, it's like kind of like a horror. Like, it's like, where's this kid at? What are we about to see? And the babysitter character's like, Sylvester, and there's just a grown man that steps out, and he's like, Sylvester. He's like, what's up, man?
It's
just me.
Yeah, and it's like. He's so deadpan in his delivery, because usually you would expect the guy to be crazy or whatever, but he just acts so casually.
He's like playing the game, and he's like, the guy's like, so why do you need a babysitter? Because I tear stuff up, man. What kind of stuff? Anything, really. Yeah. Man, I love that short film.
Yeah. Okay, another one I want to shout out, because you could watch this on Alter right now.
Yes.
It's got accepted to Alter, but this was made in South Carolina. It's called Robbie Ain't Right No More.
So good, man.
It is so good. Yeah. It looks beautiful. It's so great at being really dramatic and intense, but then it like really gets into fun genre horror stuff at the end. Yeah. And again, like, watch it on Alter. Alter is where all the best horror films are.
That's
horror
right,
shorts
baby.
are, and this film is on there. You guys can't watch this right now, but I'll go ahead and shout it out because the film Monitor, it was just announced that...
On Variety. It just announced that they're making a feature version.
Variety, Deadline. Yeah, Temple Hill is making a feature film version. They are the team behind the Smile movies.
Yeah.
And they're making a feature version of this short film.
Directed by Matt Black and Ryan Pauly.
Yep.
Super talented guys,
good,
man.
Yeah.
Super talented.
I almost said good guy. I've met one of them. I don't know
good
about
guy.
I don't know about Matt, but
could be the devil. I don't know. Mad talented though. Brian Pauly directed I Bet You're Wondering How I Got Here. Short film that came out this year.
That's right. And you guys can't watch that on Amuleto. Matt Black's film Stalled
Ooh,
is
one of the
on
biggest
Omeletto.
videos on Omeletto.
Yeah.
So yeah, super talented guys. You guys should check out all
Crazy
this stuff.
team. Yeah. Also, all those Texas people know each other because the guys behind Taco Baby are also kind of in that friend group.
Yeah, he's one of the actors. He's the lead actor installed, and he's one of the actors. And I bet, dude, they're all winning, dude. They're all winning.
There's crazy stuff going on in Texas right now.
I was like, let's move to Texas, dude.
I thought about because I went to Dallas last year, like partly to deliver a hard drive to Ryan Polly with Skateaway on it, but also I was like, I'm gonna scout out Dallas and see if I want to live here. And
no,
Loki, I didn't like the city Dallas.
That's fair.
I did really enjoy Denton, which is where Polly is based out of, just like
it's a smaller.
It's
town.
like a little like.
A smaller city.
Not like a suburb. It's like a tiny college town.
Oh,
but,
interesting.
Yeah, Denton was cool.
Man.
Yeah.
If you moved to Texas, I don't know what I'd do. I guess I'd just be sitting in here by myself talking to you guys.
I'd make you come with me.
I got a tree in the house.
All the more reason to leave. You
Just
wouldn't
leave.
have to deal with.
I wonder if anyone's ever done that. It's like a tree falls on the house and they just leave. How do you sell a house with a tree on it?
Yeah.
It's a tree house, man. You sell it to Christopher Robin.
Oh man, the last thing. One of the best ways to know if you have a good film or not is to screen it in front of people.
Yeah.
And that's part of what's so rewarding about Chuck E. Cheese Strangler is we've had the opportunity to screen that a lot this year.
Yeah.
The reason I am trying to like really nail down what a new pitch video for Locked In would look like is the experience of screening it at that shorts thing.
Yeah.
And this is not on Gunnar because I very much helped him plan this.
Yeah.
But the whole idea was like, hey, before the films start, I want to show my pitch video. And then Gunnar's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I have some other like trailers from like South Carolina, North Carolina filmmakers. We'll show those. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. We'll show the trailers. And then this is kind of like my trailer for my thing.
Yeah.
Instantly, as we're sitting down, I realized maybe that was a bad idea on my part because its build is like, hey, there's this event and we're going to watch all these cool short films. But first you have to watch this stuff. And all the other trailers are like a minute.
Yeah, very quick.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, oh no, I'm taking up 6 minutes of this thing. And I'm the one thing standing in the way
from the actual event starting. You're Melissa Menounos.
Yeah. And so maybe that's just me. But I felt a little uncomfortable. But then I was like, well, whatever film, no matter what the circumstances of it being watched, like whatever pitch video needs to be something that like I know people would be hooked into.
Right.
And watching it under those circumstances, I was like, oh, I think I'm talking a little too much.
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
It definitely like
it helped.
Yeah, no, it definitely helped because now I'm like, okay, I know like where I could be less wordy.
Yeah, for sure.
And everything.
Which, and also I think you're probably just uncomfortable too because you're not usually on screen much.
That's another part of it.
When I was on screen, I was like, hey man, this is going great.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing when you were on screen. I was like, hey man, we're killing it right now.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see where it went a little too long, especially right before all the films played.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me though, because that's the other thing. I'm not on camera that much. Dude, even it was so weird shooting that because like I make YouTube videos and stuff. Like I talk in front of camera all the time on this podcast and everything.
But never
the
really...
moment I sit down to talk about the thing I like actually care about, I can't get words out. And even like Zach is like, yeah, well, we could shoot something else. We'll get you a teleprompter. And in the back of my head is like, I don't need a teleprompter. But also like I need a teleprompter that day.
Hey, that's just...
I don't know what was different.
It was a different environment. I've never done one of those either. I probably would have done the same thing because it's a different medium. Yeah. Like, it's sitting in front of a camera and talking, but it's very different because like you're no longer in that situation. You're no longer just like talking. You were talking about something that like means a lot to you, and you wanted to get it perfect because it's an important video. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of pressure on you.
That's very true.
Yeah. And also I think you did fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as bad as you think it was.
I think, again, it's like it's weird because I care about it so much.
Exactly,
It's
that's
like,
what it is.
Yeah.
Because when we make like little YouTube or like this right now, in my mind, no one's watching this.
Yeah.
No offense, but you guys aren't important. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Dude,
No, it's just different.
Yeah. This whole thing is a huge learning curve. And it's part of like, I know I have to figure this stuff out now because like if everything I want to happen happens, like I'll have to figure it out eventually. But it's weird because like the monthly written by stuff, like we want it to be successful and we try to market it a little bit, but there's always the air of like, if this one doesn't perform as well, like we can make something else that'll come out later and maybe that one. With this, it's like, I'm like trying to keep the creative process pure because now there's like an outcome attached to it.
Yeah.
It's like we want to make stuff for the purpose of it just being fun and like making people laugh or making people scared or expressing something. But there's also with this, it's like
there's a professional outcome.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of money into it, and it's along with all that, it's also with the purpose of like we're trying to get in these filmmaking spaces we haven't been in before. We're trying to get our careers going. We're trying to prove that we could do bigger things, you know, professionally. We could like get paid to do the work that we have been saying we can do.
Right. Yeah.
But also like if you think about that too much in the creative process, like that does put a lot of pressure on it, and that can also like you could kind of tell when like people make things for the intention of
this is going to advance my career.
Yeah, either performing well or just like being important.
Yeah.
Showing off what you could do. And so it's like trying to separate those two.
Yeah, no, because like, this whole year was just about making as many things as possible.
Yeah.
Showing what we could do with nothing and making something a lot. Like just repetition. Like, you know, getting those reps in, dude. And then now it's like, all right, now let's show what we can really do.
Yeah.
Like no handicaps. This is like, we've been practicing all year. In the last 5 years. Now it's like, this is our first at-bat in a pro game.
Yeah.
You don't want to strike out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Turn into Buck Bentley. You know, making movies is like playing baseball. Don't want to get up to the plate and strike out. They'll put you on the bench.
See, people understand why that's funny.
When it comes out.
Yeah,
boy.
Next month, I'm trying to put that out.
I think that's a good December? Next month is December, or do you mean this month?
Yeah, no, early December. We'll do it because we'll get the thing we're about to shoot shot in the end. So really, December, hopefully, we could put out the horror short and Buck Bentley.
Yeah.
Spirits Are High will probably be a next year thing, just
Probably,
since Gunner's also involved in that.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll shoot something in December too. But
we're gonna try. I have a personal big project that we've been trying to make these past. We realized we needed to put it off so we could focus on other things.
Yeah.
But the short film that I've been pushing for, very excited about. You guys hey, big things cooking, big things coming. Make sure you watching the vision.
Yeah.
No, it's a very stupid short film that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah. The locked in pitch video is in the description. Also in the description here and in that video is where you could subscribe to the email list. That's where you'll be the first notified whenever the crowdfunding campaign goes live. But I'm also going to be posting updates about the process of making the film on that newsletter. I have a lot of ideas to make the newsletter really fun. And I want people to know that I'm not just going to like spam their email with boring stuff or like only email them when we're asking for money. But
I'll spam you guys. I don't care. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, the email newsletter thing is new to me too. But I'm subscribed to like 2 newsletters that are just a blast to be a part of.
I agree.
I love
Me too.
It, so.
Yeah, I have 2 that I really like as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what everyone's got. Everyone's got 2 newsletters that they have time for in their hearts.
Yeah. No, the Hive Mind newsletter.
I need to subscribe to that one.
Yeah, it's just full of really fun segments like music recommendations. There's a recipe every week. There's like
they're just having a good time.
Reviews, interviews, and then there's this one. Somebody on Twitter posted about this. Do you know Aaron Chewy? He was like a Vine guy.
Maybe I'm bad with names.
Okay, Sean has worked with him actually, but he he posted on Twitter like 5-6 years ago that he was at a bar and ran into this woman who said that she had a newsletter called the Monday Memes, where it started as her friends just weren't on the internet, and instead of just sending memes throughout the week, she would like
Collect
archive
them
all the memes and send them out once a month.
And now it's like a big newsletter.
Sort of. I mean, he tweeted about it, and then all those followers. I actually haven't seen one in a while, but for the longest time, like the Monday Memes was
a big deal.
Great.
That's cool. That's a good idea. I subscribe to that. That's fun.
Yeah.
The Monday Memes. Was that everything we wanted to talk about?
That's everything. Yeah. Guys, subscribe to that email list. Subscribe to this channel too. We'll have some shorts coming out on here soon, and we'll have that coming up next year.
Yeah, dude. Super fun. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and everything. We've been doing fun stuff. We did speaking of the shorts, we did do a comedy sketch on the Written by Instagram.
That's right.
Last month too. So that counts as one of the short films as well. It's pretty good. It's about me and a skeleton locked in a dungeon. Yeah,
I think the Kickstarter-ish video with the recreation combined with the vertical thing,
that counts.
We have our short film quota.
100%.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.